It's the 50th annual Nantucket Daffodil Festival, and we're taking you along with us. Hey friends, we are 30 miles off the coast of Massachusetts. We're on Nantucket Island. We're staying at 21 Broad, which is a beautiful boutique hotel. We're going to take you along right after breakfast to show you all of the things the festival has to offer. I have more about this hotel in another video, but for now, I grabbed a quick coffee super early in the morning and a little breakfast. I'm all about a slow, quiet morning, and I'm an early riser, so I was up with the birds, grabbed a cup of coffee, and before we got into the thick of this big, beautiful festival, I wanted to walk around town and take some videos of what the buildings are like, the little town. Just look at that sunshine streaming in. The flowers in the flower boxes were abundant everywhere, and these little shops with everything yellow and everything for the Daffodil Festival, as they call it, were all done up beautifully, and actually there was a competition for the best storefront. So I made my way over to Main Street, which was just a couple of blocks away, and I wanted to perch on those steps right there as I listened to the church bell and drank my coffee and observed the empty streets. Wait till you see how full they get. So, what's the deal with the Daffodil Festival? Well, they're celebrating 5 decades. It all started as one woman's dream of planting 1 million daffodil bulbs around the island. Jean McAuslin, then president of the Nantucket Garden Club, knew daffodils would fare well in Nantucket's sandy soil. She also knew the island's growing deer and rabbit population wouldn't go anywhere near them. Apparently they're toxic. And to top it all off, they're one of the easiest perennial flowers to grow. Once you plant the bulbs in the fall, you can forget about them until they bloom next spring, and the spring after that. Jean handed out brown paper bags full of bulbs at the first daffodil show at the former Boys Club in 1975. All she asked was that the bulbs be planted on Nantucket. 3 years later, the Garden Club planted some 30,000 bulbs. In 1979, she purchased another 8 tons of daffodil bulbs. That's a lot of bulbs. Now, 50 years after that first show, it's estimated Nantucket has more than 4 million daffodils in bloom. The festival Jean created has also blossomed into one of the biggest community events on the island. And let me tell you, the locals were all decked out, enjoying their time. You can tell they were old friends. The cars that came out were just fantastic. I can't say enough about how quaint this festival was and how I just felt like stepping back in time and hanging out with the locals. It was truly spectacular. I checked out this super cute bookstore and was able to get a bird's eye view of the main street below. Just look at that crowd. As you saw earlier, how empty that street was. But let's get back outside. The parade is starting. By mid-morning, Main Street starts filling with beautifully restored antique cars dressed up in daffodils, ribbons, picnic baskets, and all kinds of whimsical details. Some are elegant and timeless, while others completely lean into the playful spirit of the festival with over-the-top floral decorations and coordinated costumes. One of the parts I really loved is how the cars lined the cobblestone streets, and their owners were adding all the little final touches as they chatted with all the visitors. They were open to taking photographs with everyone. It felt so nostalgic and cheerful. It was like the whole island came together to celebrate the arrival of spring. This one old car had trouble getting up the hill, and the other drivers just jumped out of their cars and pushed it and got it going, got the whole crowd cheering. They were just helping each other. It was quite nice. The parade itself travels from downtown Nantucket all the way out to Sconset, where many people continue the tradition with elaborate tailgate picnics. Think vintage china, yellow tablecloths, champagne glasses, daffodils everywhere, and the prettiest coastal picnic setups you can imagine. I feature the town of Sconset in my other Nantucket video. I'll be sure to link that below. Throughout the day, awards are given out for categories like Best Decorated, Most Authentic, Best in Show, People's Choice, and honestly, part of the fun is seeing just how creative everyone gets. What makes this tradition feel special is that it doesn't feel overly polished or serious. It's joyful, quirky, nostalgic, and very Nantucket in the best way possible. There's something so charming about watching these vintage cars slowly roll down the cobblestone streets surrounded by millions of daffodils with the ocean air in the background. It truly feels like New England waking up for spring. At the parade's end, we walked about 5 minutes over to the beach where they were doing a dog parade. Here they are all lined up in their cute costumes. They brought them each up on stage and the owners got to talk about them. It was all very adorable. And the dogs seemed friendly and happy to be part of this amazing day. This little guy was our favorite. It was time for a quick snack break, so we decided to pop into the Rose and Crown, a little pub not too far from the beach. We popped inside and my husband ordered a very spicy Bloody Mary, which he said was excellent. We came across some street entertainment and they were quite friendly and stopped to talk to everyone and did a little dance. While Nantucket wasn't as busy as the summertime, there was still a lot of people and a lot of places closed. I would recommend planning ahead and getting as many dining reservations as you desire. I really wanted to eat at Brotherhood of Thieves, so we made it our priority. As it was, we had to get an off time. We got in there around 3:30. We tried to get there even earlier, but they were packed solid. So we thought it was worth the wait. I loved the drinks. They were fantastic. When the food came out, I enjoyed every single bite. And then we couldn't resist getting some dessert as well. So we were there a while, and honestly, I would have gone back another night if we stayed longer in the week. So this festival is in the end of April. And when I looked ahead at the weather, it said it was going to be 50 degrees. Well, as you can see in our previous picture there, we were all dressed super warm because it was only in the 40s. And on Sunday, as you can see, it got all stormy and rainy. And that wasn't even in the forecast until we got there. Maybe Saturday night, it said it was going to rain on Sunday. So be prepared anytime you come to New England. Anyway, here we are riding the wave bus out to the Nantucket Inn. We wanted to check out the 50th annual Daffodil show that the Nantucket Garden Club put on. The Nantucket Inn is only about 10 minutes from downtown and right across the street from their little airport. So if you fly in, it's pretty convenient. Here's the tower and the building for the airport, which was very nice inside. But we were interested in the daffodils, so let's go in and take a look. As I mentioned, I have a second vlog on my Nantucket weekend here. There was just so much to do, I couldn't fit it all in one video. But just like that, our Nantucket weekend came to an end. There's something about this little island that stays with you long after you leave. Maybe it's the salty ocean air, the slower pace, the cobblestone streets, or the way everything feels softened by the sea. Nantucket has this timeless charm that makes even the simplest moments feel special. From quiet mornings with coffee to daffodil-covered streets, cozy dinners, lighthouse walks, and watching vintage cars roll through town during the festival. This weekend truly felt like the sweetest welcome to spring in New England. What I love most about Nantucket is that it invites you to slow down, as that's my jam. Anyway, to wander without rushing, to notice the little details, to sit by the harbor a little longer. It's the kind of coastal destination that feels both elegant and comforting at the same time. I already know this is one of those trips I'll look back on often, especially once I start adding these little memories to my junk journal back home. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this cozy island getaway. If you enjoyed this vlog, don't forget to like and subscribe. It truly means so much to me and helps support these little New England adventures here on my channel. Until next time, stay cozy, my friends.